welcome to Food Tech 101. Today we're going to make everybody's favourite. We're going to make pizza. Pizza is basically two components. You've got the bread base, followed by whatever toppings you like. It really is as simple as that. So all the skill really is me showing you how to make the bread base. Okay, in my bowl, for my bread base I'm going to use wholemeal flour. I think it's got a nicer flavour and it also adds a bit more fibre and I think a bit more vitamins and minerals. So I'm going to have 200 grams of flour. Into that I've added 2 teaspoonfuls of yeast, a teaspoonful of salt, a teaspoonful of sugar, we use brown sugar, and all I'm going to do is mix those dry ingredients together. Into the dry ingredients I'm going to mix 150 ml of warm water. To begin with I'm going to stir the mixture together using a table knife, and then I'm going to turn the mixture out onto the table and start to knead by hand. Okay, so I've tipped my mixture, my dough out, and now really the important part is the kneading. We need to knead this for about 5 minutes. Now what we're looking to do when we're kneading is we are developing the gluten. That's what we're doing when we knead, we're developing gluten. What does that mean? Well, people often think that the protein in flour is gluten, but the protein in flour is actually 2 proteins. One's called glutenin and one's called gliadin. And what happens is as we knead, those 2 proteins, they kind of mesh together and they form this other protein called gluten, which is stretchy, which means that when our bread rises, it can rise and keep its structure without crumbling apart. And so the more we knead, the more we develop the gluten by mixing those 2 strands together. That's why kneading is important, to help us have a nice, light, stretchy dough. And I'll go ahead and knead this mixture for about 5 minutes. Okay, I've kneaded my dough now. It's nice and soft and fully combined. Leave it for about 5-6 minutes. What I'm going to do now is leave it to rest and prove. Proving is where we leave it to rise and hopefully double in size. Now if you don't have time to leave your pizza base to rise, it will rise in the oven a little bit because of the yeast, but you could add some baking powder which will give it a little bit more lift to its baking if you don't have time to let it rise. And we're back. So it's taken about an hour. It'll take a different amount of time in different temperatures for our dough to pretty much double in size, roughly speaking. So I'm going to take my dough, which even though it's wholemeal flour, really seems quite light now. You can see how flexible it is. It's nice and stretchy. And just using our hands, we don't need to use a rolling pin. I'm just going to spread it out just around the tray, just like that. So what I'm going to do now, take about 2 spoonfuls of passata. So there we go. Spread my tomato base, and then onto that you can add whatever toppings you like. Now for me, I love my greens, so I'm going to add some greens on there. Next I'm going to go with some peppers, sprinkle some around. Next I'm going to put some onions, and finally I'm going to put a layer of cheese on top. And here we have it, our finished pizza. Nice, soft base. And here we have it, our pizza. It's out of the oven. And that's how you make a pizza. So once again, thanks for watching Food Tech 101. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to be kept up to date on all the latest videos. Food Tech 101 is now